lesson is going to review the importance of following directions in an online class environment. The truth of the matter is that you can turn in what you think is the best assignment in the world. You may have spent hours working on it, perfecting it, making it something really great, something that you think you are going to earn an A on. However, if you did not follow the directions, you will still do poorly on the assignment. You may even get a 0 on it. Following directions in an online class is very important, just as in a traditional classroom. However, the setting does make it a little bit different. In a traditional classroom, your teacher, as you work, is often giving you many reminders about the directions. For instance, your teacher may remind you to write incomplete sentences. Make sure that you don't miss any of the numbers you're supposed to be doing. Number your pages, put your name on the paper, etc. In an online class, you do not have somebody hovering over you as you work, giving you those reminders. Instead, you need to be responsible for understanding and following through with each of the directions of all of the online assignments. In an online class, unlike in a traditional classroom, there's no opportunity for a quick return. I'm sure that many of you have had the experience of turning in an assignment to a teacher, the teacher glancing at it and handing it right back to you with a note that you had not followed one of the directions. So you go back to your seat and you redo that assignment. In an online class, it's different. Your teacher is not in the room with you. They may not look at the assignment you submit until hours or even days later. And so you do not have that automatic feedback of, nope, you didn't follow the directions. So really important that you are being very careful and that you know when you click submit that you have done everything that you need to do. Especially because in an online class, there is a possibility of no do-over. If you're taking a test and you've already gotten feedback on that test, even though you didn't follow the directions and so did not score well, your teacher cannot let you redo that test. So another reason why it's really important that you're following each and every direction of all of your online assignments. Some tips for you to be successful in following directions. First of all, read the assignment all the way through completely before beginning. So many students read the first sentence or two of an assignment, think they know what they're doing, and so get started right away, only to either find that they have not completed it correctly or that they're not understanding something properly. So first, read the assignment all the way through before you begin. Secondly, ask questions if you do not understand any part of the assignment. This is why it is so important to look at your assignments and to begin them before the day that they're due. If you wait until the due date, you're not going to have time to ask your teacher if you don't understand something about the assignment. So always make sure you review your assignments early and ask questions of your teacher if you need help. Again, don't forget from an earlier lesson, there are different ways to communicate with your teacher, including email, leaving the teacher a voicemail, or a message from the course. After you have made sure that you understand the assignment, create a checklist of the assignment parts that need to be complete. Complete each part of the assignment, and then review your checklist to make sure that you got everything and that you didn't miss something. Then read the assignment through again before submitting, and check one last time to make sure that you did everything. I know that those last two steps seem like you are doing the same thing over and over again, but it's really important that you're making sure that you didn't accidentally miss part of the directions to an assignment. So let's practice. What if you were given this as your assignment? I'd like you just to take a moment, read your screen, read the directions for this sample assignment. Okay, so you've read the directions. Now hopefully, since this is pretty straightforward, we understand each of the pieces of these directions. Remember, if there's something that you don't understand, you would send an email or a message or contact your teacher in some way. But we're going to go ahead and jump to step 3, assuming that we do understand all of these directions. So remember, step 3 is to make ourselves a checklist of everything we need to do. So let's start at the beginning of the assignment and create a list of each of the things we need to do in order to make this assignment complete. First, we need to read pages 72 to 79. Next, we need to answer specific questions on page 79. Questions 1, 2, 5, and 6. When we answer, we need to make sure our answers are complete sentences. We need to type those answers in a Word document. We need to use Times New Roman font, and it needs to be size 12. And after we have typed it, we're going to save that document, and we're going to save it with a special name. We're going to save it with our last name, an underscore, and the assignment name. On a little bit of a side note, those of you who have never used an underscore before, you can find that if you go right up to the numbers on your keyboard, next to the number 0. If you press the Shift and the button next to the 0, you'll get one of those underscores. Okay? Really important that you know that, because a lot of times teachers will ask you to name documents in a certain way, and they will often contain that symbol. So just a quick note of where you can find that. Of course, after we've created our checklist, we would then go do the assignment, check our checklist after we're done to make sure that we've gotten all the parts, read over the assignment again and our checklist again to make sure we're good to go, and then click Submit. Just as a final reminder to you, it is far better to ask questions at the beginning than to have to spend time redoing something that is not done correctly. If you are not sure about something before you even start, please remember to ask. Nobody wants to spend 15 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes, 2 hours completing an assignment only to find that they haven't done something correctly and need to redo it. Your time is valuable. You do not want to need to redo assignments, and you certainly want to get credit for the time that you put in. So make sure that you follow all directions carefully, and as always, if you have questions about something, make sure you ask your teacher.